Hello, I'm going to read some more sonnets from my collection, my second collection, published by Oversteps in 2015. A Chance of Love, Sonnets of Two Decades, beginning with sonnet number 7 on page 7. This fog. It's like there was this fog, you see, or rather, don't even see the fog, and yet out of it words come. Feed some back, and if you're lucky, it responds with further words. Fog? It's too thick for fog. It's porridge, rather. Familiar sludge. It's everywhere and yet nowhere. It soothes and hurts. It flows, but if pushed it will tense, which deafens it to words. When you're morose, it's all there is. No hint of light, just liquid mud, the viscous pull of it, and no way in and no way out. But when a distant source transmits, it picks up intermittent signals. Fizz! You're happy then. A radio made of mud. Your head's full of it. Sonnet number 8 is called Lost in Translation, and it's a meditation on a remark by Les Murray. And what he said was something about translating from the Chinese, what a different kind of language it is. And you probably get the drift of it if you listen to this. There's one thing, there is a mention of a in the second part of the poem, of what used to be a stream which skirted the just south of Exeter city wall and into the river Exe. And this was a long time ago, and after the cholera outbreak of 1832, this river went underground as the Barnfield Brook sewer. It was a smelly little stream which collected stuff flowing down from our great city of Exeter, where I live. And the name of this little stream was known as Shitbrook. Lost in Translation, meditation on a remark by Les Murray. Chinese poems are nothing like the Sun, the Daily Mirror, Times or Guardian, and yet their translators multiply their words to get their drift, or they'd sound like headlines. Gotcha. Fun run ends in bloodbath. Giant grabs at crumbs. A bit like history, whose sieve retains just diagram bones, while detail dapple drains away to dark. All leaf, all flesh succumbs. I have a nightmare. I'm being sucked by time down history's anti-clockwise plug hole, drowned for being sole witness to the world's worst crime. Meanwhile, the bones of my unfinished book are ground to dust then washed underground to join the thick polluted stream, Shitbrook. And here's sonnet number 9, which is also got a Chinese connection. It is called London, after looking into Yung Chang's Wild Swans. That's a book, autobiographical book about life during the Cultural Revolution in China. And after she'd endured, I don't know how much of that, but a good chunk of it, she got out of China and came to the West. And it's a great book. It's very vivid, and my God, it must have been hell living under the Cultural Revolution. With good old Mao at the helm, just waggling it about to his own whim and affecting the lives of his people in a way which he had no real empathy with whatsoever. London, after looking into Yung Chang's Wild Swans. To fathom the workings of a Western town, go and lean over Lambeth Bridge and breathe London in, while an August sun beats down and pleated muddy waters slide beneath. Not as a social historian or scholar of any kind, nor as a painter, poet, journalist, or Mr. Average Fella, but as a Chinese immigrant, I'd know it. For him, each busker, each train that runs on time, each office block exudes significance. From Soho to the city, in open collusion, the people work the systems. Even crime holds meaning. And the homeless join the dance. The antidote to cultural revolution. I'm not saying London's great. I'm just echoing the atmosphere of Yung Chang's book, and with her saying the Chinese Cultural Revolution was hell. And here's a poem to another river, or about another river, and it's called To the Ex, and that's the River Ex, not my ex-wife or anything like that. To the Ex. Dahlia, Dasher, Mallard Bearer, Cloud and Sun and Moon Reflector, Irrigator, Drowner, Divider, Bridge Necessitator. Don't you think a poet should be allowed, encouraged even, to speak of you as you, not as mere metaphor for life's mad journey? Your depths are brown, your banks are grassed or ferny, your silt is soft, and flow is what you do, you dirty flooder. Old, but not old man. Through time, it's true, but chiefly past me, south through woods and fields and city, moor to mouth. Your boats are boats. You sink them when you can. Your fish are fish, and caught with hooks and nets. Your Topsham avocets are avocets.